Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Ralph Michaels and Dave Koken of WagerTalk.com. We're talking the LSU Tigers at the Florida Gators Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on CBS. Ralph, coming to you first. We're seeing a total of 73 in the SEC. High total here with Florida now laying 11 and the hook in the swamp. Any interest in betting LSU Florida 3:30 on Saturday, Ralph?
Well, yeah, I'm going to go Mr. Obvious. Well, when you look at the LSU defense, when you look at the Florida defense, when you look at the LSU offense, and when you look at the Florida offense, that total is not going to scare me. I was a little scared of the Alabama-Mississippi total last week, and in fact, I like the under. And it just, goes to show that this is a different year. Remember, LSU, the talent they lost, only had 8 returning starters overall. This is the 3rd straight road game for the Tigers. You have Florida coming off the loss at A&M. And when you look at the defensive yards per play, points can be misleading because you can get defensive touchdowns, special teams touchdowns. I think most people look at yards per play. And when you look at these two defenses, they're allowing 7.0 and 6.32 yards per play. So let me put that in perspective. 76 teams played football so far this year. The only teams worse than LSU, Vanderbilt, North Texas, and Mississippi, which we saw couldn't stop, Alabama for anything. So, the total's high, but I've seen LSU play what they have. I've seen LSU's defense do what they're doing, allowing 495 yards per game. I've seen Florida defense get shelled against, Mississippi, a good team, A&M, a good team. But back on the road, I actually do like this over 71. He made a big deal about fans. There is one issue you have to note for this week. Florida did miss a day and a half of practice. They came back and they had a COVID issue, and all of a sudden they had to shut down practice. So if you are looking the Florida side, do be aware that they did miss a day and a half.
It is year 2020, Dave. You got to watch out for the COVID issues here. And we saw Dan Mullen, asking for the swamp to be packed full of Gator fans. Okay. We'll see if that happens. But 11 and a half is
0% chance that happens. 0%.
Well, what are you thinking for betting?
They're not going to have 90,000 people there. Mullen hasn't had a real good 4 days because they lost on the road to A&M, and now they've had a COVID outbreak with at least 5 players testing positive. I don't know what's going to happen on Saturday as far as this game even getting played, so we'll have to wait and see on that. Hopefully they play it. This is a fascinating matchup because LSU is now being completely disregarded by the betting market. Well, obviously they haven't played real well so far. We knew they were going to be way down from last year. They lost a ton of talent, much of which opted out. They lose their coordinator, which was absolutely significant on the defensive side. And they're just not the team they were a year ago. But now they're just getting completely disregarded. And it's a double-digit line. Look, I like this Florida team. Trask is having an amazing season. He's in the Heisman Trophy mix, at least. Trevor Lawrence is probably going to win it, but you never know. The defense has not been good. I think the number's too high. Look, I understand that Florida is the better team right now, but this is one of those situations where the market at this point is completely disrespecting LSU. They ain't that bad, folks, okay? It's not like they've suddenly dropped to being a borderline top 50 program. They're still pretty good. I think this is going to be a close game on Saturday. Whether I play it or not remains to be seen, but if I play it, it would be LSU or nothing.
Yeah, Dave, doubles in the SEC, always tough. Guys, do want to remind you, the scroll at the bottom here, over 80 years of college football betting experience between Dave and Ralph, and you can get both of them at WagerTalk.com for under $700 right now, just $699. It's like buying one of them and then getting the other one for $54. Check it out, WagerTalk.com. Ralph, coming to you in conclusion here, LSU, Florida.
One thing I do like to compare, which is just going to make Dave's point stronger. I like looking at what the lines were for the year before. Well, LSU laid 13.5 last year. So Is there a 26.5 point difference from LSU from one year to the next? Did LSU get 26 points worse? Hell no. Did Florida get 26 points better? Hell no. Is there a combination? Yes, I completely agree they're better or worse, but not 26 points or 26.5 points from last year's meeting.
Good point. The difference there from year to year. Dave, anything you want to throw out there before we wrap this up?
Well, I just want to make it clear that on that 80 years of combined experience, it's not like 79 of them are mine, okay? I know there's some people wisecracking out there, so just cut it out, all right?
No, guys, really check it out, though. A lot of betting experience between the two of them. You can get both of the rest of their packages here for the rest of the season for under $700. Check it out. Great deal. WagerTalk.com. Guys, thanks for watching. Best of luck with your bets. LSU, Florida.